Okay, let's get into this. We're doing a deep dive today into why our house cats are, well, biologically speaking, they're basically tiny, anxious lions.
That's a perfect way to put it.
We're looking at the roots of their behavior and how some new tech is trying to solve what we all know as the zoomies.
And what's so fascinating here is the core idea that a domestic cat shares almost all of its DNA with its wild ancestors. Its whole sense of well-being is determined by this one critical cycle.
The HEGS cycle, right? Hunt, eat, groom, sleep.
Exactly. And when our domestic lives break that cycle, we give them food without a hunt, there are constant noises, it leads directly to anxiety, to behavioral issues, and eventually to things like obesity.
So the mission today is to look at this digital intervention, KITiki, which is designed to, fix that disruption.
It tries to, yes, by artificially replicating that natural rhythm. It's about scheduling their energy use in a biologically appropriate way.
So it's not just a game for your cat. It's like
Yes.
therapeutic neuroregulation.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Triggering the right nervous system responses, sympathetic and parasympathetic, but on demand.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting for me. Phase 1, the hunt. This is all about sympathetic activation, right? The cortisol, the adrenaline spike.
Maximum activation.
Yep.
That intense, unpredictable focus followed by an explosive burst of energy.
And KITiki replicates this with some really specific visual and cognitive tricks.
Right. Visually, they use these very high contrast, jewel-toned animations. Think of like an iridescent beetle or a bright fish against a really dark background. It's designed to maximize what a cat's eye can actually see.
But the part I found brilliant was the rare spawn mechanic. I mean, that sounds like it's straight out of a video game.
It basically is.
So what's so special about that, what they call a variable ratio schedule? Why can't it just be constant action?
Well, if the action is constant, it just becomes predictable. The cat can watch it passively. This rare spawn idea, it forces high cognitive vigilance.
So their brain has to work.
Their brain has to work. They have to focus, unpredictably, to anticipate that reward. It's not just about burning physical energy, it's about burning that mental energy.
Ugh.
And that's really the key to, therapeutic exhaustion.
So we're essentially trading 3 a.m. zoomies for a scheduled, healthy energy crash.
That's the idea. And then you have to manage that transition from a hyper-aroused state into phase 2, ET.
Right, because that's a dangerous biological moment for a predator. The adrenaline drops, and they have to feel safe enough to consume their resource.
Exactly. So KITiki manages this with what they call anti-stimulus cues.
Meaning the screen it turns off the hunt.
It turns it off completely. It goes from that high-motion prey to a static, completely uninteresting greenish ember glow. This is to stop any resource guarding or anxiety during the meal.
And the sound changes too, right?
Oh, completely.
yeah.
It's just from those high-frequency hunting sounds to these original musical compositions made just for cats. They call it restaurant ambiance.
The restaurant ambiance, I love that.
It signals safety, but it also crucially masks external household noises that might disturb them while they eat.
Which then sets the stage perfectly for the final phases, groom and sleep. And this is the real goalful parasympathetic activation.
The cool down. The grooming is self-soothing. It lowers the heart rate, shifts the brain waves from alert to relaxation.
And the technology helps this along with something called rhythmic entrainment.
Rhythmic entrainment. The audio actually slows down, using rhythms that mimic the heart rate of a resting cat. It's literally encouraging their body to slow its own internal clock.
And for the sleep phase, the cocoon, they use that same low-energy ember glow animation.
Yes, as a faint, reassuring visual anchor. It signals safety, but it's not stimulating enough to trigger that predator part of their brain.
And the audio is still working here.
Absolutely. They call it sonic cocooning. The score is engineered to mask sharp, unpredictable noises, a door slamming, a car horn. It prevents the startle reflex that can pull a cat out of deep REM sleep.
I also saw they had a specific technical detail for the TV itself to prevent screen burn-in.
Yes, which is so important if this is going to run for hours. It uses pixel shift technology and very specific energy-efficient colors, so it's burn-in safe, which means that visual safety signal can stay on, keeping the environment consistently anxiety-free.
So when you pull it all together, the real power here is using this deep biological determinism, that HEGS cycle to design technology that actually supports their well-being. It acknowledges their fundamental nature.
It does. And if you connect this to the bigger picture, it raises a really interesting question.
What's that?
We had to engineer a digital sanctuary to combat the anxiety we inadvertently cause by disrupting our pets' core biological rhythms. It just makes me wonder, How often do our modern interventions accidentally disrupt our own core biological rhythms? And what other digital sanctuaries might be needed, not for our pets, but for ourselves, to truly find rest?